Hey everybody, welcome to the special edition Professor's Pop Quiz Show right here on Bucs Report. We're going to do a little something different tonight, Rick.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun here, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Get ready for the show, everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right.
How's it going, man?
Great, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
This is fun. This is a nice little surprise little pop-up. Guys, right about now, we're as surprised as you are that this is happening.
Absolutely. I thought it'd be fun I've been gathering all these trivia questions for I don't know how long, and I figured why not use them?
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Gonna be a little bit different. And I'm looking forward to it. Johnny, I appreciate you letting me do this with you. Guys, I will tell you this. Johnny's got a show on Thursday nights, correct?
Yep, Thursday nights at 9:30 at the moment.
Yeah, Thursday nights at 9:30. It's called the NFL edition, or the NFL show. And let me tell you guys, it has quickly become maybe my favorite show on Bucs Report, because I've got a show. My show is my favorite, right?
Absolutely.
I seriously, I love this show. I had a great time. I come in there. I was in there last night, and I was like, "Hey, will you guys have me?" Because I really wanted to be on that show. The content and everything you guys are doing is great. So thank you for that, Johnny, and thanks for letting me do this with you.
Any friggin' time, Rick. You're the man.
This is going to be fun. All right. So, pop quiz show. You got all kinds of good questions. I heard a sneak peek of a couple of them, and they were a blast. I'm liking these. I'm liking these questions. Let's give them a taste of what you're talking about. Okay.
All right.
The last one you asked me. The last one. Yes.
Okay.
Now, everybody, no cheating. All right. Don't go Googling. I don't want to see nobody Googling. Matt Colson. Nobody Googling. All right. I don't want anybody Googling.
Since this is just a sample,
yes,
I'm just going to give this question out.
Okay.
And then they can answer whenever they feel like it.
Okay.
But after that, because of the delay from our live to the chat,
yep,
I'm going to give out 2 questions at a time.
Okay.
So that they have to answer in order. They have time to answer the questions before.
I have no idea what you just said, but let's go with that.
It sounded good.
Yeah. All right. That'll work. Hi, Jeremiah. How you doing, man? Yeah, we even have another guest here tonight.
Looky there, the producer.
Big Handsome is here. Big Handsome is here doing his job. Yeah. So yeah, good time.
Here's the question.
All right, do it.
Which Motown artist tried out for the Lions?
This is awesome. Which Motown artist tried out for the Detroit Lions? Nobody Googling. Nobody cheating in chat. Don't do it. Hold on. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Look who's here. The perfect guy for this. The perfect guy for this.
Hey, guys. What did I miss?
Did you hear the question?
We have no idea what the heck we're doing tonight. It's going to be a blast.
Let's have some fun.
Here's the question, Ray. These aren't just Buccaneer questions. Actually, there's only one Buccaneer question in this batch, but it's general NFL questions, all right?
All right.
Which Motown artist tried out for wide receiver with the Lions?
This is awesome.
Look at Stephen Glasker's answer.
Sonny Bono.
I have no idea.
Okay, I think this is awesome. And now, I mean, I was sitting here running through. I'm like, I couldn't even begin to.
Whoa! We have a winner.
Harry. Holy crap, Harry.
Now, you guys know Harry. Not only did he work in radio, but that cat, we were at dinner tonight, and every song came on, and it happened to be a Motown channel, and he's quizzing me tonight, and I actually got one right. So
kind of lived that life there.
Harry the Greek would know.
He got Marvin Gaye, but he forgot to put the E on the end of the gay.
I thought it would have been Ike Turner because I heard he could really hit good. Oh,
I thought he was going to be a linebacker. Yeah, Ike Turner was a linebacker. Yeah.
oh
man.
So, how are you enjoying your vacation out there, Ray?
I'm actually, guys, believe it or not, first of all, my flight was supposed to have left tonight at 9:15, arriving in Nashville at 11, and then it got pushed back. I was leaving here at midnight, getting there at 2, and my wife was still graciously going to pick me up at 2 a.m. in Asheville, but because that flight got pushed back, Allegiant Air, now I'm actually pushed back to Sunday, so I'm flying out Sunday night at 7 p.m., arriving in Asheville at 9. So I got 2 extra days to lay by the pool and relax and get some things done around here, but my back's been killing me, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll get away from some of this rainness up here.
I'll tell you what, today was a dry day. We had some drier air move in, and fortunately, in the 5-day forecast, there's no tropical development, so we're crossing our fingers. But like Dennis Phillips was saying today, Dennis Phillips, God, he's cursing us because he's posting on Facebook, still nothing yet, and he's like, I like to stir it up. I'm like, Dennis,
he's stirring it up. He's stirring it up.
Well, send him to this show and see if he's got the trivia hacks.
I will. Hey, let me ask you guys this. Can I ask you guys something? Because something's really, really bothering me. So I understand they talk about the dilemma with the NFL and the injury reports and the fact that NFL is, like all sports, is I don't want to say getting in bed with legalized gambling, but it's coming to the forefront. And it's a big deal. It was a partially torn MCL. It was a fully torn MCL. Ian Rappaport says fully. Rick Stroud reports partially. But Tom Brady still played 16 games of the regular season, 4 playoff games, and took him to Super Bowl 55 championship. At the end of the day, does the fact that they underreported or didn't report? I mean, the guy was wearing a
holy crap! I didn't put it in terms of gambling in my head before. I mean, because hockey doesn't report on the injuries like that. That's a freaking great question. I didn't think about it in terms of gambling.
Well, I was going to do this later on in the show, but I can bring the whole thing up.
No, let's do it. Let's get into this because let's get into this because this is a big topic at hand. So yeah, let's get there.
This is what Tom Brady did while playing on a torn MCL at 43 years old. Don't forget the age now. Don't forget the age. At 43 years old, he won the Super Bowl for the 7th time, most ever. Won his 5th Super Bowl MVP, most ever. Beat Mahomes, Rodgers, and Breeze in playoffs. Also beat Taylor Heineke. Finished second in NFL tied for second in NFL with 40 touchdown passes. Finished third with 4,633 passing yards. Ended Buccaneers' 12-year playoff drought. And became the oldest quarterback in NFL history to throw 5 touchdowns in a single game.
Exactly.
So imagine what he could do if his arm wasn't dead. If he wasn't.
Yeah, imagine that. If he wasn't so old, he couldn't throw past the 20-yard line, man.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, that was Drew Brees. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, or Drew Peyton Manning also. So
hey, did you guys ever go to the dog track? Rick, Johnny, you ever go to the dog track?
Back in the days, I used to.
Well, remember how the rule was if you saw a dog took a nice dump right before they got in the gate, you put him a couple of dollars on him because that dog felt.
I do the same thing with strippers.
Well, I don't know. Rick, I don't know what dogs and male strippers have in common. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Male strippers? You went to male. Hey,
I buried the lead. But the thing is that like they always, a horse that and I saw this when I was with Harry the Greek up at the horse track. We saw a horse, number 6 horse, was jumping all. No, actually, it wasn't. It was actually when we were watching on closed broadcast. But the horse was getting all on him before he got in a gate, and you're thinking you should have had money on that. And that's the one that won the Kentucky, not the Kentucky, but the Preakness. But the thing is that they didn't hide it. Tom wore a robo brace on that knee all year, and he still took this team to 11-5, 4 undefeated in the postseason and a Super Bowl. If you have problems with that, then I get it. But Ron Rivera back in 2017 made a great point when he was still the coach of the Panthers. Back when he was defensive coordinator with the Chargers, they had a game one week where he had all of his defensive players get ready for this wide receiver trio they were going to face all week. So he had his defenders getting ready. And then right before the game, they announced that this receiver, the number one receiver that they were playing against, wouldn't be playing. And they had to completely throw the scheme out. So I understand the reporting of the injuries and such. But if Tom is still going to play, if he's still bracing up and bury the lead, he still did play and lead this team to a Super Bowl. This, other than the fact that it adds to his legacy of greatness, and when it comes to people trying to get the NFL to get pissed off about not being reported, no news.
Well, I want to throw out. Well, it is when it comes to gambling, and that's actually, Ray, I hadn't thought about that, but let me throw out something else though. I think if, let's say the NFL decided right now they're going to, let's say the NFL says we're going to fine you or we're going to suspend him or whatever. There's an interesting counter lawsuit that I want to bring up, where the Buccaneers and or Brady could sue, saying mainly, look, I'm protecting my health. If I tell you my knee is injured, they're going to go for it. It is literally me protecting my own health and my own career. And I wonder if they have to waive HIPAA laws somehow. If that doesn't happen, because aren't you protected from stuff like this? I don't know.
Letter of the law.
I don't know.
Hey, Johnny, you remember Olin Kreutz, the center for the Bears, great player, fantastic center, all-pro center, and he tells a story about back in 2011, he basically blows his ankle out in a game, and he goes to the sidelines. It ends up being a Liz Frank injury, but the Bears have no other alternative.
I never met her.
Olin Kreutz or the Bear? Oh,
Liz Frank.
Nah,
Liz Frank.
But Olin Kreutz goes to the sideline, and the Bears coaches say they have no other alternative. They have nobody else that can play center, and they say to him, "Can you play?" He says, "Yes, I can." So they wrap up both of his ankles and send him back in a game. Do you know why they wrapped up both of his ankles?
Because they wouldn't know which one was the injured one.
Because it's just like a bird, the way it fluffs up right before it passes or falls off the line. You know, it's a protection. It's a natural thing. And if you go out there every week and say, "Hey, Tom has still got that MCL issue we're working on,"
yeah,
what's Chase Young and them going to go?
Of course.
Purposely, it's a big thing. And as it was, he wore the brace all of 2020, but it was never the narrative. So there is a fine line here. I get legalized gambling and the teams that are going to get profits from this, but I also believe that if it's an injury a player is going to play through, it's not going to affect them starting or not starting, then I think it's a gambler's decision. If you see that guy wearing a brace on his right, and players are one hit away from being out of a game anyway.
Yep.
You put money on the Bucs because of Tom Brady and he's wearing a brace like that, you took your own risk.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it bugs me what hockey does when you don't know how bad a player was injured, and it's just when he's coming back, nothing. That bugs me. I kind of want to know when somebody's coming back once they're injured. But I get it, not saying the injury or saying when somebody's sick. I get it, and I think they need to change the rules.
What was it? Jack Lambert that played on a broken leg. I mean, the part there, I've heard speculation that the fines could be coming down and for not reporting the incident. But that wouldn't be on Brady. That would be on
I read
the
a
team.
CBS Sports article today that said possibly fines, possibly suspensions.
Yeah.
And maybe, and worst case, even draft picks. Now, to be honest with you, if they find the Buccaneers, I don't care. If they find Brady,
we're going to fine you for having a handicapped player win a Super Bowl. Yeah,
but I don't even care if they find him. I don't care.
I don't either. I want to see how they're going to twist this to where it was Brady cheating.
Well, it is in the example that Ray gave earlier about the other team doesn't realize what they're up against. And to me, well, yeah, I mean, I never knew that was so bad.
Right. Well, my point is, I mean, if anything, he's cheating himself because he could have tore it up a lot worse.
Well, I don't understand the rule. Yeah. I guess I don't understand the purpose for the rule unless it's for gambling.
Right.
Well,
it would probably have to be, man. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
And fantasy football, of course.
But how does hockey do it?
The NFL.
Do they have a fantasy league? I'm sure they do. Everything has a fantasy league.
Yeah.
But here's the gray area. The NFL we're seeing now is, Roger Goodell and his stance toward legalized gambling in all the states, the entire country, Congress, everybody's changing their stance. They're changing toward legalized gambling, which I believe we should get marijuana legalized in all 50 states before we start worrying about gambling. But that's just a personal choice. But the thing is the NFL is in a gray area here because the NFL is worried about that cash cow that'll be that legalized gambling and the money they can make from having sportsbook indoor places right at the stadium, or the fact that they sell this information, or some of these teams will be selling this information to the places that put the sportsbook and lay the lines out. So the NFL's got to worry about, bury the lead. The NFL's about money. I would have never thought that the NFL cared more about money than the sport, but guess what? At the end of the day, isn't everything about money?
Of course they care about the money. That's what
Right.
it's the business of football. So yeah, it's the business of football.
But if they give Tom Brady a money fine, it's literally like the same thing when they fined Odell Beckham Jr. for wearing that watch during the game. It's like spitting into the wind.
Yeah, it's a joke.
No, the real problem would come in if he's suspended for a couple of games or something like that. I don't even care, to be honest with you. I'm not even stressing big time over draft picks because they're not going to find them. They're not going to take away number 1 or 2 or something. I wouldn't think. I think they might take away. And by the way, number 1 or number 2, hopefully that's number 32. So I mean, it's not as big of a deal, right? It's not as big of a deal. What are they going to take away, Mr. Irrelevant? I mean, there's a certain amount of. There's really not a lot they can do, and if the NFL was smart, they would just literally release, yeah, we're not going to do anything about this, and we're looking into changing the rule, and then say nothing else.
Well, and the thing is, you guys look at today, like you said, Rick, on CBS Sports, or I'm on Pro Football Talk, and it comes out like literally they break. Rick Stroud breaks it's the torn MCL, and then Ian Rappaport says it's the full MCL, and then of course, they got to have their take on it. And it's guys, I think you both agree. Between now and July 29th, or when all the camps get into full swing, this is when all these little stories are going to make news and bury the lead. Tom Brady is the superstar of the NFL, and he's a Buccaneer, so we take it maybe a little more personally. But of course, this is going to be news. But I think it's going to keep talking about how they should, because they do want to make teams, because the NFL does have that reporting rule. They have that injury report. But at the end of the day, again, he played 16 games. Was he affected? Sure. Maybe he couldn't run to his left, but guys, bury the lead. Tom Brady hasn't ran to his left or his right in 20 years. So let's not act like we're not talking about a scrambling quarterback.
Well, he was still doing quarterback sneaks too and all that. Now, this is my question about whether it's a full tear or not. And I believe, if I'm correct, full tears are easier to repair than partial, if I'm right.
Yeah.
I think that was the case, or is it? I don't remember. There's something about that. But my question is this. I thought it took like a full season to come back.
Well, that's if you tear the ACL.
ACL.
Okay. The ACL is the full season. Okay.
Right. The MCL is kind of like a brace for the ACL. The ACL is the one that really.
He only tore the MCL.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah. Drain his leg. He get his leg drained about 5 or 6 times a day, and he's fine.
Well, Joe Montana used to do it during the game when his bursa sack. You remember his elbow looking all deformed and warped? Yeah, that was weird stuff.
Tom
Brady. Yeah, they put that little plug in your knee and stuff, and you just go in and pop the valve, drain that crap out, and go back out.
What Christopher Cole just said. The NFL has some good rules and some really bad rules.
And some really dumb rules.
Yeah, I don't get this one.
There's some that you just go, how does that benefit anybody?
Why do they do this that differently than hockey? Why is it okay for one sport where they literally will just say, yeah, upper body injury? I mean, that's all lower body injury, which could be
lung.
Right. What is a lower body injury? How do you call a lung?
Maybe they just don't want to. Maybe they just don't want to have to write up every tooth that's been knocked out or something.
That's what hockey should post dental reports, because then you'd have just amounts of data.
You'd have Iron Jaw out there on his. Who was it that got the steel jaw?
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Yeah, but then you got Kucherov, who's out there playing with broken ribs.
Yeah, you had. Three or four players that were playing with.
Not just playing with broken ribs, but partying with broken ribs also.
Yeah.
That's
these number one. Oh, never mind.
I said bull spit.
Yeah, these number one bull spit.
Hey guys, can I ask you another question?
No.
Buccaneers, Johnny. I know I'm probably getting into your narrative here, but the Buccaneers they announced they're probably going to be going to the White House next week. Do you guys remember what happened in 2003 when the championship Super Bowl 37 championship Buccaneers went to the White House?
I have no clue.
I really don't pay attention to that. So now I don't.
They didn't. It was George W. Bush's White House, but they didn't because of Operation Iraqi Freedom. So the Buccaneers did not get to go at 37. This will actually be the first time that the Buccaneers championship Super Bowl team will be able to go to the White House and, you know, do that thing with the championship teams. They do. They go and they get that, you know, that picture. But hopefully they'll be doing it again in 2021.
Okay.
So.
Brady's going to walk into that White House and go, yeah, you guys need to upscale a little bit.
So I got a question, guys. This is interesting. I don't want to get into the specifics of any politician or anything like that. Okay.
Here we go.
Well,
back to trivia after this.
No, okay, but this is a fair question, I think.
Yeah.
I understand players have the right to voice their protests and their opinions and all of that. And I get it, and you can't tell them, no, you have to go. But by the same token, does that taint the game a little, or that feeling a little bit? Do you sit there when they say, no, I'm not going, in protest of this president or that president or this event or that event? Do you ever sit there and just say, this is an escape from all that?
I think that's an individual choice. Brady made that same choice the last time he won the Super Bowl. So
no, I get it. And they have the right to make that choice. I'm not saying they don't have the right to. They can. I'm just saying, for me, it takes a little luster away. It's like, this is what I get away from. You remember when 9/11 happened and then the Giants game took place? I believe it was one of the first ones that took place, was a Giants game. Thank God that happened.
Week back, yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Look at Matt Colson's comment. Look at Matt Colson's comment. That sums it up.
They allow a bunch of pirates to the White House. Is that not another insurrection?
It's like Gasparilla. It's Gasparilla 2.0.
Yes, Gasparilla.
They should get the keys to the city there, Washington D.C., and take that baby over. Because,
Gasparilla D.C. Yeah, that's awesome.
If nothing else, guys, Tampa Bay has shown they know how to have a boat parade, baby.
Yeah.
While we got quite a few people out here in the chat, let's get into these trivia questions before everybody disappears on us.
Go for it.
Okay, guys. Here's the trivia. I've got -1. I've got a few questions here. I got too many written down. So. First player drafted in 1936. Who was it? Ray Kennedy. Come on, this is right up your alley.
Frank Gore.
No, it was,
I love that one.
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore. It was Tom Brady in the 6th round. 100.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, he was taken just after this player, actually.
Yeah.
This was not the Red Grange. No, it was the gentleman who was Native American, and he was also a great football player.
No, this guy was drafted. We'll move on. I'm going to ask one more question, and then we'll go back and see if anybody's got the first one yet. How many Super Bowls have the Chiefs got?
How many Super Bowls? Wait. Wins?
Yes.
2.
Correct.
And who was the MVP of the Super Bowl in 1970?
Herm Edwards.
No, it was Len Dawson, quarterback.
Oh, there you go. I almost said Hank Stram. Then I'm like, no, wait a minute. He was the coach.
And I could be wrong, but Len Dawson. You guys ever see the famous picture of Len Dawson in the locker room smoking a cigarette at halftime?
Yeah.
That was old school NFL right there, baby.
Yeah, that was. Or that's also Matt Colson on Any Given Show. Oh, man.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Anybody got any answers?
Alex Loosemore said Norm von Brocklin.
Ooh.
The man's name was Jay Berwanger.
Frank Gore's son.
Frank Gore's uncle.
Yes, son.
Oh, son. Yeah, right. You're right. Robert Griffin III is best known for doing what in 2012? And this will surprise you.
Robert Griffin III is best known for doing what in 2012?
He was drafted.
Maybe I should have made this multiple choice.
Wait a minute. 2012. Robert.
I think I know this.
Go.
Returning a kick.
No.
Okay. All right.
That's always Ray's answer. He played in the jumbo package.
No, that was
They put in the jumbo cat package and
Yeah.
blocked so he could make the kick.
holding
Yeah,
the ball for Ryan Suckup.
A drop kick. What?
Ooh.
Andrew Faubert got it.
What did Andrew say?
He said, "Damn Caps." I don't know what he said. What is
Best
it? Best
single
single
season
season
passer
passer
rating.
rating. Okay.
He had 102.4.
No way.
That's shocking, isn't it?
Hey guys, a little bit of trivia for you.
Wait. Before we go away from that, Ray? Did you understand what the answer just was? Did you hear that?
The greatest passer rating in that season, or the history of the NFL?
History.
Robert Griffin III.
He was, remember, he was a threat to run out and roll it, but then he would chuck the ball 30, 40, 50, 60 yards down
Apparently
the field.
successfully.
That's a
great stat.
Do you know who his quarterback coach was on that Washington team? We know the offensive coordinator was Kyle Shanahan, but do you know who the offensive coordinator was on that team?
I have no idea. Ask Andrew Faubert because he probably knows.
Washington. Schottenheimer. Who?
He has a quarterback who's complicated.
Jay Gruden.
Matt LaFleur. And here's the thing. That's the reason. But guys, what I'm going at.
I was going to say Sean Payton.
Sean Payton is complicated. Oh, you're talking about Jameis Winston?
Yes.
Get in here. No,
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that video of his rhyme?
Oh, come on, man. That was ridiculous.
Did you hear that? I'm serious.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Video where Jameis was trying to lead the team through a little motivational
I expect to see that
rap.
song with two girls on the end of jump ropes and Jameis Winston standing in the middle.
It was terrible. It was like, oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry I interrupted, Ray. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was.
Ray?
That's
a great look. That's an awesome look.
Awesome question, Ray.
Yes, thanks. We appreciate that, Ray.
So you have here we go.
We didn't hear a thing you just said. We couldn't hear anything. You froze.
You have Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan, coach and offensive coordinator, but you have Matt LaFleur, the quarterback coach. Matt LaFleur makes his bones drafting both Kirk Cousins and Robert Griffin III in the 2011 draft. He helps build that quarterback. He was the quarterback coach, which is only the reason why it serves the purpose to why Aaron Rodgers was so perplexed last season when he still had some good rubber left on the tires. But in the first round, the Packers select Jordan Love and don't get him more tools. And what I'm trying to say here is that's the reason why you see the depth of the reason why Aaron Rodgers was a little pissed off. The reason why his backside was red, because you got a guy who can develop a quarterback. You don't got to trade in a trade they acquired from the Miami Dolphins, who acquired it via trade from Houston. Draft Jordan Love, number 32, when you still have Aaron freaking Rodgers at quarterback, and you could went and got him some tools.
It makes no sense, and that's what. Yeah, that Aaron Rodgers was not crazy when he got upset about things. Look who it is! It's Smoking Man. Wasn't that a character from X-Files?
X-Files. Yep. Never saw my face.
Hey, Matt.
Okay, the next trivia question is a little bit easier. It should be a slam dunk for everybody here, but it's about a rival team.
Ryan Suckup.
What year did the Saints win their Super Bowl? Singular, by the way.
2009?
No. Close.
2014.
No.
Let's see.
Matt?
I'm trying to put it back in the memory banks. I don't remember. I think Rick's close. About 2011.
Oh, I think that's it.
You guys just sandwiched it, so
10. It's 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Katrina was 2009, and of course the Saints win the Super Bowl next
year.
Wasn't that a great story, guys? After the devastation in New Orleans,
amazing how
they rebuilt that.
Way to go, my co-host. My co-host come up with the right answer after everybody else said it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Alex. Thanks, Alex.
Oh man, no, that was a good question. But yeah, Stephen Glasgow, Winston's rhyme was awful. Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Was that recent though? Was that like at camp or something recently?
No.
No.
Broadcast that rap thing the week that he did it. That was like year 4.
Yeah,
And he was
no, it
trying
was
to-
terrible. And then Fitzpatrick afterwards, his comment where he's sitting there, just a
It's
look
just a
on his
little long.
face. I think yeah. So I
Oh,
liked your
remember
rhyme, but that was a
I
little long.
remember that. The thing
Yeah.
was, is if that's Jameis Winston in 2021, then I say Taysom Hill's got the starting job because Johnny, we've had this conversation. Jameis has always wanted to be a leader, but he's had to learn how to be a leader. You're not a leader by making stupid rhymes and raps trying to lead the guys. You lead by
He
example.
thinks he is, though, Ray. That's the
know.
tools he has to work with. He doesn't have the concept of what a leader is. He has
He
an
watched a
idea,
Ray Lewis
and he wants to
hype
be
video
key.
one time and thought, that's what I want to be.
This is it. You just hit it, Johnny. And this is what I've said about Jameis. Jameis he thinks he's going to lead by emulating what he thinks a leader is. Instead of Tom Brady, who just leads by his nature, Jameis acts out being a leader.
Actually,
He
absolutely.
did that during the NCAA championship game too. They did a cutaway on him in the Seminoles locker room at halftime, and he was trying to do something stupid. He had this
I
little-
remember that, Matt. He was
he had
like in
a
the locker
6-year-old
room.
grin on his face and acting stupid.
But
And
guys, 2
Yeah.
years under Sean Payton and a year behind.
Wait, do it right, Ray. Do it right. You're a Bucs fan. How many years?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years behind.
years.
2 years under
You
Sean
got to get it
Payton.
right in their face, man.
Yeah.
Right in their face. 2 years.
2 years. And the best part of you guys, you know what the best part about the deuces that Winfield threw Tyreek at that time
What?
was? He waited. He waited for him to get up. So he
Oh
could do
no,
it.
it's awesome.
He waited.
That's-
He's like,
it
"Are you
was-
okay? You're gonna get up." That's right.
Yeah,
That's
he
right,
waited,
baby.
and that look on his face, and they got it from like 20 different angles, where he's just like,
Beautiful.
Yeah, one of my favorite plays in Buck history, by the way. To me, it's number 2 in Buccaneer lore, and of single play, Rondé Barber, followed by deuces.
And Derrick Brooks' interception return in Super Bowl 37. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some good ones, but the deuces most iconic because literally overnight. And maybe guys, it's because today, because of memes and digital age and nothing and like you said, Rick, all the camera angles. You know, maybe it would have been different, but it was such a and wasn't it well worth the fine? And he doubles the fine, they give it to charity.
Oh yeah, it was well worth it. You know what they had to do? I was thinking the Buccaneers should make one of those pewter statues like they have, and put it
Outside the
right.
stadium.
No, right where the visiting team comes in.
Oh, that's
Right,
so-
Wow.
right where they come running out.
Time for another trivia question.
Okay.
And
oh, Johnny,
No,
We got
nobody's
Stephen
gonna get
Glasgow
this.
in the lobby. We got Stephen
Okay.
Glasgow in the lobby. Can I
bring
add
him
him?
in. Yeah.
All right, hold on.
What up, fellas?
Okay.
There you go.
How you doing, Steven?
Hey.
long time.
Here's the
brother.
question. Which wide receiver in NFL history was the highest scoring? The highest scoring wide receiver in NFL history. And you're not going to get it.
modern day or modern day
All
or-
time history.
But I mean, was he old school or was he modern day? Was he?
I
like-
No,
don't-
it won't be old school. He wouldn't be at the highest scoring if he was old school. What's his name in Indy?
Jerry Rice,
No, Indianapolis. What's his name?
oh,
Harrison.
Marvin.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
No.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
Randy Moss.
No. I'll give you a hint. It's way farther back than that.
Okay.
Lynn
Really?
Swanee.
Really.
How about what decade? What decade was he in, JD?
Oh, my God,
Is
dude.
it bigger than
Oh,
a bread box?
approximately. Was it? Did they wear leather helmets?
All right, I'm just going to give the answer because nobody's going to get this. It's Flipper Anderson.
Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
No,
Yes, it is.
Flipper Anderson was the Rams. Wasn't he?
No, Flipper.
Yeah, he was.
I'm kidding. That was just it was a
Yeah,
Dolphins
no,
reference.
I know.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
the
yeah.
My name is Flipper. Now that's showing my age.
Yeah.
One last. I'm going to give one last question. Well, 2 last questions because I got one reserved for Bucs fans. But one last NFL question. We're all NFL fans, right?
No.
I'm
We're
just
all
here so
NFL
I don't
fans
get
and Matt's
fined.
ahead of
There you
them,
go.
right?
Yeah, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Oh, what year did the NFL start?
NFL
Legitimately
proper?
start.
It
Are you
was
talking about before
about
or after the
19. Was it 1919?
2020.
Oh, you're so close, man.
1920.
2020. 20
Yes.
was the 100th year. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was
20
just remembering was the 100-year logo.
So that was
Okay,
before-
one last one for Bucs fans. and I just love the way this is phrased. How many Super Bowls have the Bucs lost?
None.
0.
None.
0.
Cheated.
None.
We go often. We don't go often, but when we do, we go
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, we don't go off, but when we do, we go off.
Go off. Okay.
Nice.
Go off. Go off.
Yeah.
Not get.
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep trying to get a Rick rant or something.
A Rick rant? Oh, for
A
what?
Rick
I got
rant.
nothing to rant
Say,
about. We're
say the
talking-
word
yeah.
Brady-esque and name it to anybody. Like
No, I can get a Steven Glasker rant because earlier in the show,
Stop it.
both
Stop
Ryan
it, Johnny. Stop
Fitzpatrick.
it.
both
Stop
Winston
it.
and Fitzpatrick were mentioned.
Stop it. You guys are trying to piss me off. I can tell.
And
Stop it.
Fitzpatrick is in the Hall of Fame.
I
He's
don't
He
representing
is
the Hall
so
of Fame.
good. He is so
I-
good. Fitzpatrick is so underrated.
I don't give a fat baby what you guys think about Fitzpatrick.
what if he's a starter and he ends up taking him to the playoffs? Are you going to change your tune?
He's
Or-
fool's
or
gold,
more than
Matt.
likely,
He is
Washington
the
will just say,
living
"Oh, we
embodiment
can't
of
play
fool's
for him."
gold. Stop it, Matt. Stop it. He is the living embodiment of fool's gold. He
But even
is
if he was, I mean,
ridiculous.
he got robbed last year.
Matt, don't make me curse you out, Matt. Stop it.
So hey guys,
So who you taking? You taking Fitzpatrick
Stop
or
it.
Winston? Or
Stop
Winston?
it.
Come on.
Stop
Come
it.
on.
Oh,
Come on, Steven.
Oh, no. That's a great question, Steven.
No, it's not. Shut up.
He can't answer it.
No,
I'd
I
take
won't
Fitzpatrick
answer it
over
because it's a
Winston.
ridiculous question. Why I wouldn't take? You mean to lose for their teams? I'm picking them both.
No.
pick 'em
You're a
both.
head coach, and those are the two quarterbacks on your roster.
I would retire. I would not be a head coach. I would like,
You
no.
just leave the team on. Oh, you would do a Mike Singletary thing. I can't win with them. I don't want them. They don't leave me alone.
Exactly. That's exactly what would happen.
Didn't Singletary drop his pants or something?
Yeah,
during
he went in the locker room, dropped his pants, and said, "Why don't you just F me now?"
That guy is awesome. Mike Singletary is legend.
He
That
is.
guy's awesome. What's one of my favorite stories? One of my favorite NFL stories.
Look who snuck in here.
Hi.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey,
Hi.
Hey.
can you raise your right arm, Andrew?
Ooh.
Oh, in comparison to yesterday? Oh, no, buddy, I'm good. Today is beer, so every action I do may put me in the same spot that I was yesterday, but it's going to be an adventure at least getting there.
Okay.
want some? Want some
Andrew,
bullet?
did you hear that?
Oh,
did
no.
you hear
Put
that?
that down. Put
Cheers
that
Andrew,
to
did
Rick.
you hear the first
You know what's
question last
hilarious?
night?
You know what's hilarious is that show, my show, that show. I think I think like half the listening audience got a hangover and I didn't. From me
Oh,
drinking.
Premium.
No, hey, that's what
I
I was
did.
told the
I was
Friday
like,
show is now. We're all supposed to apparently be drinking, and we're just allowed to apparently get away with stuff when
apparently. Yeah,
You just
That
apparently.
was listen, guys, that was a one-time plan. And I can tell you because I had Matt in the Matt, it was funny because I sat down, Matt was ready to go. The show hadn't started yet or anything like that. We hadn't even played the intro yet. So Matt and I are sitting there in the lobby and I bring him on screen and I'm talking to him back and forth before the show. And I hadn't even opened the bottle and I went, "Buckle up, Buttercup." 'Cause
Buckle up, Buttercup.
this is
What
about
is
to
that?
happen.
What is that, Rick?
Hey,
What's that?
What is that you had there?
Cough syrup.
Bullet bourbon.
Bullet
Ooh,
bourbon.
bourbon.
yeah, he
I
got shot
remember
with
back
it.
in
He got shot with it last week, there, Ray.
Yes,
I'm telling you, he
I
got
did.
shot with it.
I did more than a shot with a bullet. Yes.
No, I said you got shot with it.
Yeah.
Rick, you
Hey.
were so lit, I got a contact high, and you wouldn't.
Yeah,
Buddy,
that's
I'm
what I
doing-
said. Everybody else got a hangover. I know. I'm lucky I don't get hangovers, but I played that for everybody at work the next day.
Oh, you should have seen that behind the scenes chats we were having, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Well, the
I
whole
gotta-
thing was this, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I felt like the Bucs Report show had gotten honestly, I felt like it was an uptight show, and that's why I went to our beloved leader and said, "Man, I got an idea
I
for
want to
tonight's
get
show."
drunk.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're telling me the brass signed off on that?
Yes, the brass signed off on
He's
it.
kind of
Hey,
Matter of
They
fact,
never told Ray
Matter of
that.
fact, the brass was on the phone with me when I went to the liquor store
Yeah.
He told
and
you
said,
what to
"All
get?
right, what'd you say?"
He said, grab bourbon, grab whiskey, grab everything, and just drink, bud.
Yo, that's what I said. I said, "Here you go." I said, I'm gonna pick up a bottle of Bullet and get ready. I said, I'm not getting fired if I do this, am I? And he was like, "No, we'll let slide one time. You can go ahead and do it, but we need to make sure that we've got an
He
escape
messaged
button."
me a picture of the bottle and said, "Watch tonight."
Yeah, I did before the game. Yeah, before the show started, I said, "Get ready, guys," because it was it was a one time. All right, guys, here we go. Let's do this. And
No, there's got to be another time where we all are allowed to get to that point and just.
well,
have
we
Yeah.
thought about that, and there's a possibility that we will do a chasing the bottle show where we all are drinking and we see who's the last one standing.
Nope.
I
Hey,
can
Ray.
promise you I won't be involved in that show.
Yeah.
No, I will not. Hey Ray,
I will.
You remember?
Yes,
you want to
Steven.
know? It's too bad you didn't see it because you know how you can
Oh, I
tell
saw- I
when people
watched the
been
show.
drinking. You can tell.
Yes.
Okay, so you know how when people been drinking, they start talking in that B language.
No, what was hilarious is I was doing this. I was leaning like this, and I kept going. Now,
No,
Listen.
the hilarious part was when you was on the phone.
Oh
What?
yes.
When the caller called in.
It's like,
oh yeah, yeah.
that
Who
was
was the
hilarious.
caller again?
He was out like this. He was like this. Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna use a nautical term. Rick was listing.
Yes, I was listening, but I was, but
He was more than
how
that.
slow I was talking because I was trying to
Enunciate.
make sure I was thinking about everything I said before I said it.
That's
That was-
exactly what you
Yeah, I kept
I'm
doing
not
that.
drunk.
And it was because it was, what was funny is apparently I can't think more than 2 or 3 words ahead when I'm drunk because I say like 2 or 3 words and stop. And
Listen, I need to write this down first, everybody. I'm going to a commercial.
yeah.
Going to a commercial. I remember that, yeah.
And then you guys, and then to be honest with you, everybody, all you idiots on my show wouldn't shut up. And I kept looking for the escape. I'm like, how am I going to end this show? I'm so drunk. How do I end the show? And then you all wouldn't shut up.
It's great that
I
wasn't on
left.
them.
I got out of there for you.
Yeah,
We're
Johnny
all
got
in
out of
it.
there, but I'm like, crap. What am I? I'm sitting there thinking, they gotta
Oh,
shut
you-
up. I can't. I've got to
Yeah.
stop this, and I don't know how to interrupt right now because I'm drunk. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
Is that when
Right
Eric came
now?
on? Is
Yeah,
that when
I
Eric popped on?
yeah, that was fun. Yeah, poor
I
guy.
got a
I
question.
mercifully left Rick because I can only watch a car accident for so long.
Yeah.
And then I have to move on.
What is it, Ray?
That was
You
fun.
can't.
Trivia question for you guys.
Oh.
ESPN's power ranking, because between now and when camp starts, they're going to be power ranking everything. But the power ranking of the 2021, going into the 2021 season, the power ranking of NFL coaches, Bruce Arians comes in at number 6.
What?
Well,
Tell me.
hold on. I don't have a problem with that because Bruce Arians has Tom Brady, and that, I mean, come on.
Well,
Look
tell
what
me-
Brady made Belichick look like.
Here's the question. Tell me the 5 teams or 5 coaches that come ahead of them.
Oh,
Andy Reid,
Andy
Andy
Reid.
Reid, Sean
Yeah.
Payton, the pretty
Sean
boy
McVay.
in LA. What's the
Pete
guy's
Carroll.
name in LA?
Pete
Sean
Carroll.
McVay.
No, not Pete Carroll.
Andy
What's the
Reid,
dude's name
Sean
in
Payton.
LA? What's the
Sean
13-year-old?
McVay.
Yeah, Sean McVay, the 13-year-old guy.
There you go.
No, he's number 8.
No,
Sean Payton.
not Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll's number 7 and going downward.
Well, he
Trent
should be.
Flacco.
Yeah, they should be trending downward.
Who did
But
you
of
say
course-
was number 8?
Bill Belichick.
Number-
Bill Belichick is in the top
Bill
5.
Belichick.
Sean McVay's 8.
Oh, BS. This number 1 bullspit, Bill Belichick.
Now we're about to get a Rick's rant.
So you got
there you go.
You got Bill Belichick number 1, Andy Reid number 2. You've got Sean Payton number 5, but you still have 3 and 4. You're not getting in there. Anybody?
Where's Arians?
Matt LaFleur.
Bruce Arians number 6.
Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur's number 10.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Oh, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's number 3.
Yeah, I'll go with that. But yeah,
Number
I
4,
don't mind that. That guy's a great freaking coach.
Number
See,
4.
I don't think about Mike Tomlin because living here, everybody hates him.
Do they
They really do. They despise Mike Tomlin. Every year, it's fire Mike Tomlin, fire. But
Jesus.
unlike Tampa, Pittsburgh don't listen to the fans.
Hey, Ray,
Hold on.
I'm gonna say number 4 is Cleveland's coach. I can't remember his name.
Kevin Stefanski.
Stefanski, yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't think.
I'll
Go
give you a
ahead.
clue. Number four. This coach is a very special coach.
Gruden?
Special.
No.
You better not say Gruden. You're gonna get a rant if you say Gruden.
I'm trying to think of somebody who came out lately because he said
Is it Jim Harbaugh? Is it Jim Harbaugh?
John Harbaugh.
Or John Harbaugh? There.
John
What?
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh.
I can see that. Look at the winning. Look at the winning record. I can see that.
Yeah, Baltimore has
Wink Martindale's
consistently
the
been
coach
good
there
no
at
matter the
defense.
quarterback, right? So
Yeah, Baltimore.
coaching does help in that.
I
Coaching
don't know
does
how
help.
John Harbaugh. No, how is John Harbaugh ahead?
Shouldn't be number 4, but he is.
Wait a minute. You got Tomlin and Harbaugh in there, and they both deserve it equally. They've both been in the league
I
for
agree
a
with
long
Harbaugh.
time. They've got their win record.
No, Johnny. Remember the year before they started Lamar Jackson, they were wanting Harbaugh's head. They were talking about firing him.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean he
That
won a
was the-
Super Bowl. Look,
Yeah,
he won the
Seahawks
Super
won
Bowl.
in
Come on,
Carroll's
he won it
head.
with Flacco.
Yep.
Oh.
Flacco was good for a while. So was
3
Eli
years.
for a couple of
4.
Super Bowls. That doesn't mean
Like a
anything.
game.
Flacco showed up. Flacco only showed up in the playoffs, but he did show up in the playoffs a lot.
Right.
Hold on. Actually, here's a good question. Actually, Rick, this is a good question for you. Would you rather have Joe Flacco or Jay Cutler?
Oh,
Flacco.
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 You would still Flacco? Okay.
Flacco.
Fitzpatrick.
Josh Rosen backing him up.
Listen, y'all ready for this? I'd rather have Jameis Winston than Jay Cutler.
Okay,
no way.
stop it right now. You stop it
That's
right
just-
now.
You're gonna get a Glasgow rant.
That's a.
Freaking
Oh.
Which Jay Cutler? The Denver Broncos Jay Cutler or the
Hold
Chicago
on.
Bears?
I don't
Hold on.
care.
No,
I don't
no,
care.
no, no,
I don't
no.
care. I'd
Let's
rather.
all- Let's all just take a moment here to appreciate that in a time where there isn't really much to talk about, and in the off season, people usually come up with these soft articles, like these soft headliners and stuff like that usually draw attention. This right here may break Twitter if Rick really made an article about I would take Jameis Winston over Jay Cutler. That would be a split, and I would love to see the results because that is one that I'm still sitting here like I don't know.
Yeah, you know why I'd take Jameis? You want to know why I'd take Jameis? I've got a
Because you
simple
want to
reason.
piss me off. That's
No,
why.
no, listen, because listen, Jay Cutler has proven that over a career, he'll do nothing. Jameis has proven over a little bit of a career, he'll do nothing. There's still, we know the end result with Cutler. We don't know the end result with Jameis.
Yeah, we do.
No,
No,
we
here's-
probably
here's-
do. And
Here's the
I
reason why
do
you're
believe
wrong.
that Jameis,
Here's the
listen,
reason why you're wrong.
do you want to see me get
pissed
fired?
off. You want me
Oh,
to have
God,
a
no.
freaking rant? You want me to have a freaking rant? Look, on Cutler's worst day, he is better than Jameis Winston. Cutler is a better. No. Cutler might not care. He might play like somebody who's very aloof and doesn't care about the game, but he is a much better quarterback than Jameis ever dreamed about being.
There's a Canadian in the house. You got to quit talking about their favorite quarterback.
Now I've got somebody to point
Canadians
out.
suck.
Hey guys. All right. I got a fun one for you.
Yeah.
I got a quarterback that I'm going to name that played quite a few years for a couple different teams. And I think he is one of the most underrated quarterbacks because he was always on bad teams. And I think this guy had one of the best arms I've ever seen in the game.
Josh Rosen.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
no,
hit
that
you.
don't count. I
I'm
said
gonna
that 3
hit you.
times last night on my show, and Ray Kennedy did not show up.
Listen,
Wait, last night? Oh yeah, I was out.
listen. Y'all ready? Jeff
Was it-
George,
Jeff George was a good quarterback.
George was
freaking
a great
awesome
quarterback.
guy, and always played on bad teams. And if you put him on a good team, that guy would have been amazing.
Jeff George is
If
phenomenal.
Jeff,
Yeah.
no, 100%. If
That
Jeff
guy
George
had an.
was-
I've never seen an arm like that guy's arm at the time. He was
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
the way he could throw that ball. If he played on today's Indianapolis Colts, they'd already be checking their ticket for SoFi in '56 for the AFC. I
And
believe that.
Alex
And-
Loosemore,
Andrew.
Alex, are you? He's trying
Right.
hard to get a rant.
I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
going to tell Andrew, our
Oh,
co-host over here, is trying to stir things up.
Listen, Alex, just because you're having a crappy day on your work and I'm sitting here sipping beer because I'm not enjoying my work, don't mean you got to intrude and make us all feel like crap before our show tomorrow, man. Come on. No, just kidding. I love you.
Michael
Keep it up.
Vick. Michael Vick. Come on, man.
What up?
Michael
Vick.
Michael Vick was awesome. What are you talking about? Stop
Oh
it.
yeah, he
You
was.
Look what you did, Alex.
I should
Michael Vick
sign
was
in. I
fantastic.
should literally just sign in to StreamYard and just when Rick is like that, just drop the thing for him. That's what I should do.
I love Michael Vick when he talks about playing against Derrick Brooks and the Buccaneers defense. And Michael Vick, as phenomenal of a player as he was, and he was a game-changing player. But man, when he played against this Tampa 2, and Derrick Brooks would go side, and Derrick Brooks, that was his assignment. His assignment was to make sure that Michael Vick, or any quarterback, he would make sure that Michael Vick would not get out of that pocket.
Guys, you're not a great quarterback if a team looks forward to playing you. Okay? There's
Well, the Bucs had their number.
nobody looks at Tom Brady and goes, "Oh, this is piece of cake." And that's what the Bucs did with Michael Vick, because they knew he was going to overthrow passes. There were going to be a lot of picks. He was not going to be accurate at all.
You misunderstand that, Rick, because the only team that looked forward to Vick was the Buccaneers. Everybody else,
He had an almost 500 record.
He ran defenses ragged.
His
You
record
don't
was
understand
about
why he did to the league
500.
with that.
His record was about 500.
Because he's on a crappy team.
A little
You
bit.
just got finished talking about Jeff George, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey Johnny, I'm gonna intervene here just for literally one 30-second clip here, just so I can make sure your show's got a trending thing. The Padres in the I think top of the 8th here currently lead. I don't even know who it is, but it's 23-8 for the Padres.
Wow,
So just
they missed a field goal.
Look at this, Ray Kennedy. I can't get away from baseball on my own show.
They missed an extra point.
sorry, it was trending. I figured I might as well put it in there. Padres
Yeah,
23.
They missed an extra point.
Hey, Johnny, speaking of your show, you and I have had a narrative going back about this. You mind if I bring something up?
A
Go
narrative.
for it.
A narrative, ladies and gentlemen.
A narrative. The NFL releases that 5-page memo to all 32 teams today, and it's basically the COVID protocols for 2021. And of course, they specify that teams are going to have to recognize or be able to identify all the players who have been vaccinated by wearing a color-coded band or some type of identification.
A scarlet letter.
That worked
Well,
real well.
that's
in
that's
Germany.
That should not be allowed. That shouldn't even be
Well,
legal.
So, Stephen, and here's the thing. So only the players that are vaccinated get it. So really, it's the reverse of the scarlet letter, because the players that don't have the armband are the ones that aren't vaccinated. But the more important part of that is that they announced, because last year, all the home teams had to supply extra space for the visiting team so they could socially distance their team. This year, the teams are going to be just in the away locker rooms, which by their own nature are usually a smaller locker room than a home locker room. It's up to the teams to socially distance the non-vaccinated players. So the players that are vaccinated have to crowd in more so that the players that are not vaccinated can be socially distanced.
Is this because of I think it was the Titans that had cases already this year?
Well, you had the Yankees-Red Sox game canceled last night because 6 players,
Yeah, that's
including
true.
Aaron Judge,
So
test
now
positive.
there's Ray for you. 6 players.
Yeah.
You know what? Could somebody just
Welcome
do
to
that?
I'm Rick Hughes.
What do you got in that?
Ray, if you say
No, it's not bullet, Ray.
It's water.
Somebody
Are they counting the guys that have already had COVID and so their autoimmune system is matched, or are those going to be party number 3? I mean,
I'm just picturing. No, I'm picturing Cam
You can
Newton.
drive your immune system.
Cam Newton won't dive on a fumble because, well, that guy's not vaccinated.
Well, that could
He'd be like, I can't get tackled by him. He's not
Now-
vaccinated.
now-
Sorry,
now
15-yard penalty.
Here's my
Stephen,
rant.
what
based
do you
on-
Stop it.
Yeah, let's Steve.
Here's
Steve,
my
I know Steve
rant
feels.
based on what Ray just said. I usually don't wish hateful stuff on people, but would somebody just please infect Roger Goodell? I am so sick of him. I can't handle it anymore. I just can't handle the stupidity. I can't handle it. It's so
I love
stupid.
sentences like that. It's one of my favorite sentences.
He
I
is the
usually
worst.
don't wish hateful things, but
I really can't stand him.
And then followed up with a bunch of hateful
I can't
things.
stand him. This is just as smart as the idea that they're going to have the black national anthem playing at the beginning of the games. Let you guys all know this, since I am the only black super straight person on the show right now. For those of you who don't know, there is no such thing as a black national anthem. It doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. So I'm not stupid. You don't have to pander to me. I just want to watch fucking football.
Wow. Wow.
That was good, Steven. That was
The long wind up, wasn't it, Steven?
Why is it everyone else can swear, but then when I do it, I get fired?
because you're Canadian.
Because
You haven't been
I
fired.
got no rights.
It's
you don't have the
exchange-
same freedoms and rights we do.
Yeah,
No,
you
that's
can't
true.
even go to the damn
That's
house.
so true.
Andrew. It's the exchange. It's the exchange rate. You can't.
Ah.
It doesn't convert.
You just can't afford it, dude.
I can't afford F words. That's so bullshit.
This number one bullspit.
God, I can't wait till tomorrow, Alex. If you're watching, I can drop all the F words I can. Freedom on my damn network.
Oh, I love coming on your show and just dropping F-bombs right and left, man.
That's why I keep my show, and I keep it separate so Bucs Report doesn't get in trouble, so people can come drop F-bombs on mine. They're like, Andrew.
Like the week before last, I did your show, and then when our show came up, me and Alex, I started dropping F-bombs, and I caught myself. I was like, oh.
I know. Other people have said that too. They're like, hey, when I come on your show, I have freedom, but I got to remember to calm down.
Hold on. I do want to say this, and I'm probably going to piss off Steven.
Uh-oh.
All right. This David Moser. Question. Since they're going to be playing the black national anthem before each game, are they also going to play the Mexican, Canadian, Puerto Rican national anthem?
Exactly.
Those are countries.
I don't give
So
a
stop it.
Look,
That's not a good
I don't
parallel.
give a
If you
fat
want to
baby.
say, are they also going to play the Hispanic national anthem or the Asian? Okay. But that's not a good parallel.
It's
Look,
not.
No, we're talking race versus
The whole
nation.
concept that there's a black national anthem in a country that doesn't see race is
Yes.
stupid.
Doesn't see race.
Doesn't see
in other
color.
words,
Doesn't see
Yeah.
color.
no,
We're trying to get to a utopia
here's
where
the truth.
everybody is equal, and we're spending all our time separating each other.
No, I know. I'm just
Bingo.
laughing. Our country
Bingo.
doesn't see race, but when you fill out the census, one of the questions they ask.
Right, I know that, but the
The
point I'm trying to
government
make
sees
is,
race. No, Matt's made a great point, Rick. The government sees race. We tend to be able to get along just fine.
I agree
The
with that.
government wants us to see race.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
agree with
I'm
that.
so sick of this. I just want to watch football.
I
I'm
am
not a Fabergé
so-
egg. You don't have to make me. I don't give a crap what anthem you play aside from the American one. As long as you play that one, cool. Don't play anything else. At least not while I'm watching football. Play it in the commercial.
And don't change
I
the
don't-
lyrics. Don't change the lyrics of your damn national anthem when it's already been there.
Can I? All right, I'm going to shut up.
well, traditionally we.
I just want to drop
F
F-bombs. That's all I care about.
No, that was a shot at my country. Don't worry.
Oh well, you saved the queen and turned it into something else.
No, we I don't want to. No.
Well,
Did you guys really change? Hey, did you guys really change the words, Andrew? Did you change the
Of
words?
course we
freaking
did.
song, guys. Relax. The
Andrew,
country
by
is
the way,
still the country.
Andrew,
Yep.
The
by the
nation
way,
is still the
Country.
nation. It wasn't even the national anthem until what, 1920 something, 30 something, something like that. The
I think it
NFL
was
is
1874.
the
but
NFL's
yeah.
been around longer than the national anthem has, I think.
Here's why I disagree with that. Because it's a unifying moment. It's the same reason why they play
Apparently
the
not.
Olympics. It's the same reason.
It isn't a hockey game.
It's the same reason
It
why they
should
play
be.
at the Olympics. It's when Americans win at the Olympics, we all, no matter what color we are, we all take a sense of pride in that because America won. Same thing with Canada. When Canada wins, and when they used to play the other Canadian anthem, the Canadians were very proud because it's a unifying message. And I just wish we could get back to that because that's
Canada now plays
supposed to be
something
about.
by Celine Dion.
Are you
No, so
serious?
if we're
No.
if we're talking about it, the slight change that happened, and it was all offensive and stuff like that, and it was more so of a joke on my end. But what we did is it was like, "Oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons commend." That was the old one. Now it's "in all of us commend." It's to include the female that were part of the war and that as well.
You know, I was taught in English that they use a male narrative for certain things, and they use a female. Like for a ship is always called a her,
Right.
whether it's Enterprise or Battleship or whatever. We can't even say that anymore.
It's the same thing in the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, there are several
Careful.
words changed. No, easy.
No, you're right. Andrew,
I mean,
I'm with you, Andrew. You could have just left the song alone. But that's not nearly as stupid, Andrew. This actually happened in our country. I know. I was so pissed, but at the same time.
So, what Motown singer was tried out for the Detroit Lions?
No, wait a minute. They actually
Frank Oregon?
Somebody actually said a man and a woman. I am not joking.
Yeah, that
actually happened here.
Congress. The guy said that from the podium in Congress doing a speech.
So
Stupidest thing I have ever.
Yeah, I agree with Alex. Let's change the subject here.
Thank you.
Johnny,
Yeah, why is the one guy? Why is the one guy who says, "I just want to play football," the one going on the most about?
I'm gonna shake your throat when I see you, Rick. I'm gonna shake your throat.
Hey, I want to thank Andrew. I want to thank Andrew though, because we all know about the lightning boat parade last week, and of course we know that the lightning damaged Lord Stanley's cup.
It happened.
Yeah, but wasn't it just an iron? Wasn't
Bunch
it
of damn redneck Americans.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
But wasn't it, guys? Hold on, Andrew. Wasn't it just an? Where did they have to send Lord Stanley's cup to get repaired after it was dented here in Tampa Bay?
Montreal.
It goes back to Toronto.
It went to Montreal. It went to Montreal to be repaired.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
The cup did end up in Montreal, but not like they thought.
What I just think is funny is, they're all blaming Americans, and there's not one American on that team. Probably they're all like Russian. They're all whatever, It's
Canadian. They're all Canadians.
Double-decker bus a couple of years ago.
Well, it's been damaged before, but
it's been damaged. It's been pooped in. It's been thrown off of roofs.
Imagine that. Did you see everybody drinking out of that thing? And just imagine they're drinking out of somebody.
Somebody pooped in it. Now they're drinking out of it.
You guys do realize that.
Sorry, Stephen. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you realize the cup getting damaged was the Brady effect, right? You do realize that.
No.
Because the Lightning had said, hey, no throwing the cup, it's heavier than the Super Bowl trophy. And there was a back and forth banter between Brady and the Lightning, right? So I guess what happened was the team said, oh, we'll one up Brady. We're going to trash this thing.
And there were divers there. Did you guys know that there were divers following the cup?
Just in case.
They mentioned that like a couple of times, too.
And I was cracking up that they said that there really was not a problem throwing the cup. The problem would have been catching it because of how heavy it is.
That cup will float. That cup would actually float.
No way.
It would. No. It's made out of sections.
And it's hollow stainless or hollow silver, but I mean, as of the Lombardi Trophy, it's more of a solid object. Which, by the way, when it was caught was it Cam Brate that caught it?
Yeah, Cam Brate.
And he caught it, almost took an edge to the face.
Yeah, no one's gonna catch the cup unless they got another buddy right beside him. Like Stamkos is gonna need Kucherov right beside him, and maybe a third just to make sure that thing's not going in the water.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say this to Rick's point that he was kind of bringing up there. There's a lot of people and Canadians who are completely offended that the cup got hurt. How could you hurt the cup? Okay,
Really?
No. Yeah. Now I want to tell people a story here. I live in just outside of Edmonton. There is the gentleman that you all in Tampa kind of know, and I do not know his name, but he's the protector of the cup. He is hired by the NHL to. There you go. Thank you, Matt. He's the guy that basically walks around with the cup and protects it. That's his job. And when he dies, it's his kid's job and so on and so forth. Why did he come in there? Okay, so the Oilers had this beautiful dynasty in the 80s. They had some players named Mark Messier who decided to have fat orgies with the cup.
Yes.
And if you want to talk about it being bent, not only was champagne drank out of that cup, there was other that colored liquids poured out of that cup and onto other people. Not only that, there is a specific substance that Grant here was known very much so to indulge in before games, which is one of the most iconic when this documentary comes out about the Oilers, it's going to be awesome. But he did so much white powder that it would make the Rexall look literally like a fishing pond. Now, he decided to fill the top of that cup with that substance one time.
Nice.
These events and the fact that the cup was left in a hotel room for a week and a half is one of the reasons why the cup has a protector. Let alone, people say, oh, Gronk dented the Lombardi and this, that, and everything else. There is a story that still is unconfirmed, and it's probably because Gretzky himself wants to keep it unconfirmed. But Gretzky and his wife, obviously, probably, and decidedly, went and had a nice night together with the Stanley Cup. And because of drinking in a hotel room and getting a little frisky and stuff like that, some damage was done to the cup.
Damage.
It happened.
I can't even figure that out because the Stanley Cup, by its very shape, I'm not sure how it could pleasure anybody, but maybe.
What, you don't like fat women?
Well, I don't think is it Paulina?
Well,
No.
they're in Canada, right? They do have walrus.
Come on, fat women need love too, Ray.
But my point is, that Stanley Cup there is a reason there is a curse on the Stanley Cup and Canada. That cup is not supposed to come back here anymore.
It's in Montreal.
Listen, it's our job in Tampa to piss somebody off regarding the trophy. Remember when they pissed off the designer's daughter? She said she needed to go get therapy because they threw the cup from one boat to another.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Hey, to the rest of the world, welcome to Tampa Bay. Bite me.
Yes, sir.
The therapists out there are going, come on, Tampa. Win
The David Mosier's comment in the comment section there, the last one, that is actually completely true. That's another one of those tales in Canada of the Stanley Cup, of that. Yes, it was tossed into basically a bonfire as firewood. And the next morning, if I do remember correctly, it was the 62 Blackhawks Stanley Cup winning champions, or it was the 64 Maple Leafs. It was one of those.
How drunk do you got to be to think a Stanley Cup is firewood?
No, here's the best part. Here's the best part. The only reason they knew it was the Stanley Cup was in there is because someone woke up in the morning. Someone woke up in the morning and went to go pee on the fire and realized, wow, there's some metal in the fire. What the hell is that doing? Oh, the crap, the cup is in here and it's melted.
You know,
why is it when I tinkle, it's actually tinkling? Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm with Ray on this. What kind of a freak do you have to be to want to have sex with the Stanley Cup?
Rick, you got this for a second. I gotta run over here.
You have to do some crazy stuff.
I thought he was saying about this question. I thought he was like, "Hey, Rick, you got this question? What kind of a freak do you have to be? Hey, Rick, you got this question?"
Yeah, Rick.
We lost Johnny.
No, he said he's got to go for a second.
Oh, he's like, I ain't no freak.
Well, guys, let me ask you though. Be honest. Raise your hand. Who of us didn't pleasure ourselves when the Bucs won 55? Wait, am I the only
Put
one?
your
I
hand
got
down,
pleasure.
please.
I
And
Put
got
your hand
pleasure,
down.
but
And I was at
You're-
the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla. It was very uncomfortable for me. Next thing I know, people are looking at me. I'm there in public on the deck at Isla, and I'm like,
and that's how Tampa Bay Ray got arrested, ladies and gentlemen.
that's how I got
Yes.
arrested. That and I had all that white powder around my nose.
And that's also why Kofi 2012 isn't a thing anymore.
I have no
Because
idea what that means.
No, it's good, but Buddy Guy was publicly doing that, and then they charged him, and then that whole thing just went away.
Speaking
Very
of
quick.
Jeffrey Tubin,
There we go.
I got a sports related story. What did you got? You heard what happened with Sherman, Richard Sherman, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you hear what the media is trying to blame it on?
CTE.
No, I just think he was drunk. I mean, it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
I think he was drunk,
It was
and
worked up.
I think he was drunk, and the father-in-law probably said something he didn't appreciate, and
Mm-hmm.
drunk. He decided to go over there and be drunk.
I want to throw something else out.
Uh-oh.
Y'all remember the Aaron Andrews moment?
Yes.
Could
I
it
like-
just maybe be that the guy has a temper?
You think?
And
Oh.
now you
Oh, yeah.
you added alcohol?
I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Now, do I
thought-
think there could be some CTE involved? Listen, come on. That was out of hand. There was something wrong there. They said it was out of character for him. He's never had an incident like that in the past. He's saying he's going to kill himself. There's an awful lot of that stuff where it's more than just being a little bit angry when he's going to talking suicide. And yeah, look, am I concerned? Yep. But what am I going to do about that? I mean,
apparently, I've been around a lot more drunk people than you guys have. They say that kind of stuff when they get drunk. Some drunk people they're nuts. When they get drunk, they get nuts. Something about them, something just unlocks, and they get a little crazy.
see, I'm not so bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're pretty mild. You're pretty mild comparatively speaking.
I've had so many people say, I like you better when you're drunk. I'm like, that's not a compliment.
The only reason my wife is with me.
Let me ask you guys this. You guys saw the quote this week, or you saw the quote from Bruce Arians where he says, basically, I'm going to beat the shit out of these players when they get to camp this year.
Yeah.
Do you think any of those Buccaneers know they're going to have to work hard. They're going to have to work harder than they did last year, and they're going to have more time to do it. But do you think that statement from Bruce Arians as a head coach, do you think that scared them any more than they already thought they were going to have to work, or was that just
No.
Bruce Arians being Bruce Arians?
That's Bruce Arians being a fool.
Yeah,
BI being BI.
that's exactly. I don't think that's true. Because
I
that's
missed the
the
whole
same.
question.
That's the same Bruce Arians that says to the veterans, "Hey, don't worry about coming in on Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever." I mean,
Yeah.
come on, He's
Get
not
on
gonna
your
do that.
families.
Yeah,
I like that's why he's such a good coach, because he'll say what most coaches would say. He'll say, what Vince Lombardi would have said, or as I posed today, Ray Perkins, and that's what he did back in
With
the day
that, with that
3 days.
comparison with Ray Perkins, though, Ray Perkins did 3 days,
3
and everybody
days.
thought that was cool. And damn,
Nobody thought that was cool. Everybody
We
thought he
didn't
was
know
a
it was
complete a-hole.
Yeah.
Well,
knew
yeah,
that
once
those-
they figured it out, but I mean, it was accepted because he was the head coach, and that's the way he wanted to run
Well,
things.
yeah, you had no choice, but I mean, nobody
And
thought it was cool or accepted. I mean, it was like, crap, we got to do 3
Well,
a
now,
days.
hey,
This
guys,
is ridiculous.
Don't be
That's
mistaken.
the way the cookie crumbles.
The Buccaneers team that Bruce Arians or Ray Perkins coached and took over, they sucked. I mean, they sucked hard. That was Hugh Culverhouse and the
Amazing.
stupid decisions being made at the top. So there were Bucs fans here, myself included, that were like, well, maybe it'll work. Maybe they're going to be 3 shorter practices, but they're going to work better, and they're going to. And at the end of the day, it didn't work that way. But Bruce Arians or Ray Perkins, of course, gets his. He comes from Alabama. Coached and learned under the great Bear Bryant, coach him hard and hug him later. But we were hoping that 3 days were going to work. But yeah,
Ray, they could have done 5 a days, and that scheme, nobody was getting that scheme.
Yeah.
Ray Perkins was like that. Ray Perkins was so great. That
Ray
scheme of Ray Perkins was insane. Period.
You know what I love? When I think of the pantheon of Buccaneers quotes, great quotes in the history of Tampa Bay, like, how do you feel about your team's execution? I'm all for it. Or, Or everybody get back, or I'm sending you all to Green Bay.
Can you imagine what would happen to John McCain today?
But there were so many great quotes in
Yep.
the history of this team. Toes on the line. Okay, there are so many great quotes, but still one of my favorites of all people is the wife of Hugh Culverhouse, who said, Ray, go for it. Right?
I'm gonna dig him up and shoot him again. I'm gonna
dig him up and kill him again. So I could, I wish I could dig him up just so I could kill him again. Yeah.
Wow. No, speaking of, you were talking about BA earlier. That man, and I'm still kind of pissed that he wasn't in the top. Was he even in the top 10, Ray?
Number six,
okay.
Just outside
but
5.
He should have been in the top 5. He does not get the credit he deserves for what he did last year.
But he don't get the credit he deserves for his whole career.
No, but I mean, I agree with you, Johnny. He's been a very good coach, but what he did last year was amazing. But let's put it this way: when the team lost in the 4 games before the bye, when they lost 3 of those 4 games, how many coaches do you think would have gone to the team and said, "You know what, guys, just get out of here. Go take some time off. Go. Don't even think about football. I don't even want to see you." He could see what they needed. And so when they came back, they were ready to refocus. And the same thing was true when we talked about how he's always Mr. No risk it, no biscuit. He changed his offensive scheme to fit. Now he did a little late, but he still did it in time to win. He changed his offensive philosophy to suit Brady or marry the two.
That was Byron Leftwich, right?
But hold on. Let me give Johnny Dean some credit here because I didn't believe him. But the whole season he kept saying they're going to play an entirely different style of football when the playoffs start, and I'll be doggone if they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's football 101. They take the best plays out through the season and work on those, structure them differently, and then when the playoffs hit, that's when they break out the playoff playbook.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this. What we're talking about, we said, John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, Bill Belichick, Andy Reid. Okay, but other than the fact that the Bucs played them, of course, we played them before we go to Green Bay in the championship game. But other than that, Sean Payton had Drew Brees. Sean Payton still has a stacked team. He had a great offensive line, and he had a pretty good defense. What the hell did Sean Payton do in 2020 that makes him go to 5 and Bruce Arians go to 6? When Bruce Arians is the one that dropped the mic, won the damn Lombardi Trophy, and did it all the way. So, I'm just saying, there's some minutia, there's some room for, wiggle room here. But, John Harbaugh, I don't know, but Sean Payton, what? Because he threw Taysom Hill in there when Drew Brees was injured, and he went with a platoon, and he put Jameis in late. Sean Payton didn't do anything in 2020 to me that would put him ahead of Bruce Arians in that coach power ranking.
Okay,
agreed.
I don't know. He did really. He did some phenomenal stuff when he had a quarterback who couldn't throw the ball more than 20 yards, and they won the division, and they beat that Super Bowl winning team twice.
Drew Brees has always been a dink and dunk. That's the reason why he's a great quarterback.
No. He did not start as a dink and dunk guy. But let me say something. I want to bring up 2 things. I want to bring up 2 things. Stir the pot, and then I gotta go. Johnny, you keep going, but I gotta go.
Fire and run out.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. And hold on.
Yeah, throw the damn Stanley Cup in the damn bonfire.
Okay. 2 things. Did you hear the 911 call?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And did you see the door? What do you call it?
The video. Yeah. The ring video.
Okay, ring video. All right.
Yep.
I want you guys to talk about that. I'm going to go in depth on that tomorrow because I've got some things to say about both of those that I think are interesting, and I want to talk about them kind of in depth tomorrow night. So, guys, I got to run, but I'll be back tomorrow night on What's Cooking in the South.
Well, hold on. Let's close this out. Let's go ahead and just close it out now.
Okay.
I didn't have anything else to say anyway, except for this has been a great show and very much fun, dude.
Yeah, nice little pop-up. Who's expecting it? So great idea, Johnny. And yeah,
thanks, Johnny.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, guys.
Good job.
Yeah, but now I got to go hang out with my wife. Thanks, guys.
Hey, I've seen your wife. I'll hang out with her.
Hey, by the way, guys, immediately following Hey, immediately following this show, I'm actually going to go back live on Bucs Report, and I'm going to have relations with the Stanley Cup on my couch here. So
Yeah.
You'll show us how it's done, huh?
Tampa Bay, baby.
That's
See you
gonna
guys later.
be added to the Kumasatra, man.
Yeah.
Take care,
All right.
guys.
Have a great night, everybody.
Later, y'all.
Johnny,
good one.
thank you, man. That was awesome, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow night.
Great
All
job,
right,
man.
man.
Thanks.
All right, just
Thanks a lot,
cut
Rick.
it. Yep, you got
Yeah.
it.
Just
Have a
cut
good
it,
See you
Rick.
all in the morning.
Later, Andrew.
Wait,
Take care.